channel here on YouTube. We're so glad that you joined us today. My name is Karen and this is my husband Trevor. And today we're going to be talking about, is it a good time to start a business? Michael Gerber, author of The E-Myth, said the entrepreneurial model has less to do with what's done in a business and more to do with how it's done. The commodity isn't what's important, the way it's delivered is. So 2/3 of Americans dream of opening a small business. Maybe you're one of those people. According to a recent study by Atomic Research, commissioned by the UPS store. And among individuals ages 37 to 57, Generation Xers, 75% of those surveyed had the dream of opening a small business. So
wow.
A lot of people want to do it. I know we felt that way too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're Gen Xers. We're in that group.
Yep.
So lots and lots of people dream about starting a new business. One of the biggest hindrances that people find getting their business off the ground, is waiting for everything to be perfect before they start.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem.
Yeah. Why do you think so many people want to start a new business?
Well, I think most people want to start a business because they're unhappy. I think the statistics show that over 70% of people are unhappy with their job. And I think it's because, I can speak from my own experience. It's not something that I really set out to do in the beginning. It's not a skill or a trade that I wanted to do long term. And also I could see that the writing on the wall that my body couldn't physically keep up over the next 20 years of doing that. So I had to do something different. And I think a lot of people really want to have more freedom with their time. They hate answering to somebody who really doesn't care about them, where if they lost their job, they'd be filled the next day. Like that's how important you feel out there in the workplace.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are just looking for time freedom. They're looking for financial freedom, and they're looking for to be able to call their own shots.
Yeah.
I think that's the big deal.
What were the reasons why you wanted to start Inspired Method?
Well, because I really enjoyed marketing. Like I love marketing. I love the whole idea and the thought of matching up a person or a customer, that we'll call them, with a product or service, right? So just figuring out the whole human psychology part of it, and also learning more about the new technologies that are out there. I mean, I know search engines and websites aren't new. I mean, I started selling these things 20 years ago, but the way that technology changes and how it's used and how we can use the data to really help businesses to grow, it's fascinating. And I love that part of it. And on the other side, I think I gave a lot of the reasons why earlier. I was just tired of doing what I was doing. And I felt like I was getting nowhere and going nowhere. And I wanted at least the chance to change our future. And that's why I wanted to get started.
So do you think it was a good time for us to start this marketing company?
This is a question that everyone has to answer for themselves. There is no perfect time to get started, but I think for us, it was the right time because I was ready for a change. I think the circumstances that were surrounding the whole change were there, and we had some things fall into place for us that really made it just the perfect timing for us to get started. So was it ideal? Was it absolutely perfect? Did we have all of our ducks in a row and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to invest in a new business? That wasn't the case. But I feel like I was ready, and you were on the same page with me as far as marketing goes, with the education that you've been taking and how you feel about marketing, and you wanting to have a business run with me. I felt that it was a good time for us to just press go and get started.
Yeah, so what I hear you saying is that not everything was perfect when we decided to launch.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't perfect.
No.
But if we had waited for perfect, we would have never done it.
No.
Because perfect, it's just like waiting to have children or waiting to get married or waiting for this. The perfect scenario never arrives. It just doesn't. It's a myth. a myth to think that everything is going to be tickety-boo, absolutely perfect, tick all the boxes, and then we can start, because something always changes. Either your need, your desire changes, or you read something or you hear something, and then your target changes. Like, you're always seeking after something that you cannot find, which is called perfection. It is a fool's errand to try and wait till everything is perfect before you get started doing anything. So that's my 2 cents for it.
Yeah. What were the reasons that you waited to start the business?
Well, reasons that I waited to get started had to do a lot with family. Like, you were not ready to even consider that sort of thing.
It just felt unstable.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were more wanting the certainty of a steady paycheck. But over time, you come to realize that a steady paycheck is more of a ball and chain than it is freedom, right? So that was one of the big reasons. And then also not having the confidence in myself and confidence in what I could do and accomplish. That was part of it as well. And also not having a solid business idea. Okay, what am I going to offer?
Yeah, that was huge, actually.
That was a big hurdle as to why we didn't get started a lot earlier, is the business idea. So, yeah.
Would you recommend that people have some savings or other cash flow in place coming in while they're building that new business?
Yeah, 100%. You get a lot of advice out there from well-meaning but ignorant people who say, "Oh, just start, just follow your passion, follow your dream." Well, you can't follow your passion and your dream if you're broke. If you're eating out of a garbage can, you really can't follow your passion, right? So you got to do things and be smart, right? You have to have drive, passion, energy, desire to do something, but then you also have to have something inside that will push you past the hard times, because hard times will come, guaranteed. Anytime you want to start anything new, you'll get haters from the woodwork. You'll get people who are your friends, but they really want to just drag you down and keep you in their zone.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend that you have some other type of revenue stream coming in, some other flow. And if you have savings, or you can get some investment capital for the business to get started to help with operations in the beginning, it's definitely a great idea to have that in place.
Yeah.
Or just know that when you get started, you've got the cash flow and the customer base ready, waiting. You just have to execute. So there's a lot of different scenarios, but you should have something in place so that you're not giving up too soon. Because one of the biggest reasons that businesses fail is they run out of cash.
Yeah.
So we don't want you to run out of time or run out of cash. So get started, but be smart.
Yeah. What are some businesses that can be started while you're still working a job?
Oh, this is a great question. So any type of a MLM, so multi-level marketing or network marketing, direct selling business, there's a lot of great ones out there, and you can learn a lot of really good skills while you're in those, such as networking. You learn the mental game, what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So it really talks about goal setting and reaching targets, and getting rid of disbelief and getting rid of self-limiting beliefs. All of those great things that you learn. You also learn some selling skills. You learn how to read a script and learn a script, and other online outreach things when we were with a good company.
So what is a common misconception that people getting started have about their ability to be successful?
Well, the biggest misconception that people have when they're getting started, and I had this too. I mean, I suffered from delusion as well. Bill Gates said it very well when he said, most people overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what can be done in 10 years. So a lot of people, when they get started with a business, they think that, oh yeah, I'll get this many clients and I'll be, a millionaire in a year, this kind of thing. They just have, delusions of grandeur in the beginning. And then when things are tough and they're not seeing the results that they want to see, then they get discouraged. And then from discouragement, they either do one of two things. They press on or they quit. And we don't quit. Most quit. Most people quit, which is why the odds are so high that 13% gone first year.
True.
So
Okay, one more question. What should someone who wants to start a business but doesn't have an idea yet, what should they do?
I think what you should do is listen to other people. Listen to any needs that are out there. If you have a hobby and you see a need, you recognize either yourself, you have a need in that particular thing, or you're listening to a lot of people in your same vein, and they're coming up against the same problems, whether it can be a product problem, can be a service problem, can be whatever. As long as you're listening and put your ear to the ground and hearing problems that people are having, then you create the solution for the problem. See, the biggest error I think business owners make is they create a business idea and then they try and find customers for their business idea. Whereas if they see a problem that needs to be solved and then just create something to solve that problem that a lot of people already have, then you instantly have created a viable business.
Yeah.
So that's what people can do. Just listen, pay attention, and then be willing to put in the work.
Great.
Yeah.
Lots of great advice. Thanks for joining us here on Inspired Method Marketing. Subscribe below, leave us a comment, like our videos if you like the content, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.